Hi, in this video I'm going to talk about the Maquilapolis documentary. So it seems that this documentary primarily focused on the detrimental effects of these laborers and those who lived right near these factories in Tijuana, Mexico. Now, the whole reason that all these factories were built was due to NAFTA, which the North American Free Trade Agreement between Canada, the US, and Mexico, which created a trilateral trade bloc between the three countries and pretty much allowed it benefited their economies. And with that came the expense of these laborers. This U.S. company settled itself in Tijuana due to cheaper labor. And due to cheaper labor, these workers lived crappy lives. You know, they couldn't form labor unions. They were forced to work their butts off in terrible conditions. Their health was terribly affected, and they made so little money out of what they did. And it seems that this documentary also focused on women laborers rather than men, which I think that was in part due to the fact that the women did more than just work. They also had to raise their kids. As one mother basically worked an overnight shift, and she would come back from work in time to get her kids ready for the day, like bathing them, cooking for them, getting them dressed and such. And basically their homes were built out of garage doors, which is not very nice. So besides having that, and then these factories also polluted a ton because they were producing so much, had a lot of steam coming out of the buildings. And then they even talked about how whenever it rained, the factory owner would say, like, hey, let's take advantage of this rainstorm and let's dump all our wastewater out, which then flooded the main roads of all these neighborhoods right near the factories. Now, it seems that because every company is in business to make money, that's exactly why under NAFTA, the US decided that they were going to go start their company in Tijuana due to cheap labor. Which, looking at the more positive side of it, it opened up new job opportunities for Mexicans. And, the Mexicans also saw job opportunities rising in China when they were starting to build up manufacturing. It was kind of interesting, though, because even though a couple of the women talked about new job opportunities in China, they also didn't immigrate there. So that was interesting to me. But yeah, I think that this documentary really shows what it's like to be mistreated as a blue-collar worker, especially working in a factory when you're working with a greedy boss who just wants you to work, and pays you very little, and therefore you have bad morale. So that summarizes Maquilapolis.